Look, guys, I know you're excited. Everybody wants the X-Men. Everybody wants the X-Men in the MCU now. Like, Disney officially bought Fox, and everybody wanted the X-Men in Avengers Endgame for some odd reason, because really that doesn't make any sense. But since we own them, we want them now. Like, everybody wants the X-Men. Like, fuck 5 years from now. We want them 5 days from now. Ain't that right, Jimmy? You want the X-Men? Don't you worry, guys, because I have some input on when we can realistically see the X-Men joining the MCU. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel once again. I'm Robert Storms, and as always, if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. So the X-Men, very much wanted in the MCU by all fans, and this kind of comes from a live discussion I had last night. When are we realistically going to see the X-Men in the MCU? Are we going to see the X-Men in Phase 4? And I just don't think that's going to happen. I don't think we're going to see the X-Men in Phase 4. Now, whether or not at the end of Phase 4, maybe we get a name drop or a character appearance, possibly, but we're not going to see the X-Men as the X-Men until at the very earliest, Phase 5. And the reason for that is people don't understand that we still have an X-Men movie coming out this year. Two of them, possibly two of them, which is Dark Phoenix and New Mutants, right? So maybe other studios would constantly reboot stuff and keep putting stuff out, but Disney and Marvel Studios isn't dumb. They're not going to sit there and be like, well, we got, Dark Phoenix coming out, but you know what? We're going to add, Cyclops in the next MCU movie. And then people are going to be like, well, what the hell? Because I just seen Cyclops in this movie. People don't understand. You have to let stuff run its course and let it get out of the public's mind. The reason why Fantastic Four is so much of a much easier transition into the MCU was because the last Fantastic Four movie, Fantastic, one, it didn't make any money. It bombed, so a lot of people didn't go see it. And secondly, it's been years since that movie's come out. So no one's thinking about Fantastic Four. Yes, we are, because we're the geeks of the world that thinks about Fantastic Four. But the average schmo out on the street doesn't, they're not even thinking about Fantastic Four. So, maybe the fourth movie in the Phase 4, if Reed Richards shows up to help out with some kind of special project, it's gonna be surprising to them. But oh, that's fucking Reed Richards from Fantastic Four. And they're going to be happy to see Reed Richards. They're not going to go, well, he was played by Miles Teller. That doesn't make any sense. No, that's not. People are going to be like, oh, that's Reed Richards. Oh, they're adding Fantastic Four in. But if you would sit there and you have Dark Phoenix and New Mutants come out, and then you introduce Cyclops in a movie, you're like, well, 4 or 5 months ago, Cyclops was over here. Oh, well, last year Cyclops was over here. They gotta let it run its course. You gotta get it out of the public's mind. We already have 2 X-Men movies coming out. You have to let that kind of run its course. I don't think people understand that. You gotta understand that it's a business, and Marvel Studios, and Disney is trying to do the best thing they can possibly do to help make these characters succeed. In order to do that, you have to let it die. You have to let it go. Now, me personally, I think it would be smart just to cancel Dark Phoenix and New Mutants, put it on the shelf, just never show that movie anywhere, drop it on the streaming service if you have to. That way, the last perception we had of the X-Men was Apocalypse. And then you let 2 years pass, and then you start integrating the X-Men into the MCU. But I think, realistically, Phase 4, we're not going to get any X-Men. Maybe a mention of a school for the gifted youngsters, maybe a mention of a school, maybe a mention of the mutant gene, maybe something of that nature, but realistically, I don't see us getting the X-Men to at least Phase 5, because Kevin Feige already has the next 5 years planned out. Whether or not that includes the X-Men, that's yet to be seen. He says it doesn't, but that's yet to be seen. So we just have to kind of sit and wait and play the waiting game, but realistically, I'm saying Phase 5, and I think we're going to get to Fantastic Four much sooner, possibly even a couple characters show up in Phase 4, and it only makes sense. Fantastic Four, Phase 4, let's bring in Doctor Doom as the main villain of Avengers. Let's do that. There's rumors that Namor will possibly be the villain or be in Black Panther. So Namor has huge ties to both the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, more so Fantastic Four, but now they kind of made him a mutant, so he has ties to the X-Men. So I just think they can work it around great no matter how they do it, but I think realistically we need to set our expectations that Phase 5 is probably going to be the earliest we're going to get the X-Men. But that's my thoughts on it, guys. I want to know what you guys think. When do you think, realistically, we're going to see the X-Men? Be sure to leave your comments in the comment box below. And until next time, as always, I'm Robert Storms, and that's my opinion.